Hey, what's up, loyal Cubs fans? Doing a video of how things went on Tuesday, September 4th, 2018, day after the holiday. Cubs still in their stretch of 23 straight games, important series against Milwaukee. Yesterday was a game I expected to win with Hamels on the mound, had the better pitching matchup. Hamels ended up giving up 2 runs, and they were somewhat controversial. They called the balk. Thought it was a stolen base attempt that they should have got, and then led to a couple runs. But still a pretty good game by Hamels. But unfortunately, we couldn't hold on to the 3-2 lead with a couple of better relief pitchers. Edwards and Cisick gave up a run each, unfortunately, to lose at the end. Today it wasn't close. I mean, we did get off to the 1-0 start, just like the day before. Bodie got a double, and then Sobers got him a third, and then he scores uh, on a sacrifice. Yeah, I think it's sacrifice or something. Or no, it might have been wild pitch. I don't know. But that ended up being our only offense. Montgomery, he was shaky last time. He was pretty wild. He hit a guy, uh, walked a number of guys. Didn't give up a ton of hits, but it was pretty stressful every inning, giving up hits to the leadoff guy. He was taken out after 4 innings, and we were only down 2-1 at that point. There were some questionable defensive plays, too, so he could have still been tied, but I didn't blame Madden for taking him out. We needed to get some offense going, so we went with the pinch hitter in the fifth. Schwarber gave it a ride. Nothing doing. Credit to Milwaukee starter Miley, whose ERA's been like in the low twos. Granted, he doesn't have a ton of starts this year, but he's been pretty effective when he has. Cubs just couldn't get anything going against him. What was disappointing is they brung in like a lot of their bullpen arms that weren't as good tonight because they had a bigger lead. We couldn't get anything going off of them. It didn't help that Rizzo left. Had like a bone bruise. He should be okay, they said. Nothing broke, but got hit in the ankle earlier in the game. But that doesn't help because he's been playing like Ted Williams. We went to an all righty lineup, which means Murphy was on the bench. And what was most disappointing to me, not only all the walks, which are very disappointing, we had 9 total walks, all our pitchers, is there was 2 errors by Russell. There was an error that was noted by Bias earlier, then they count as a hit. Wasn't quite a routine play, but usually a play he gets, and potentially could have been a double play ball that led to another run. Majority, even though we got our butt kicked 11-1 on the scoreboard, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot most of the game. 9 walks. It's going to usually lead to runs. We hit 2 batters. Uh, it just did not go well. Milwaukee did a good job getting runners over, taking advantage of base runners, sacrifices, things like that. Just, I've seen games before where things didn't go well with the starter, but we pitched great in relief and we got key hits. I mean, we're only down 2-1 going into the fifth. We're bringing Kinsler in the fifth. I question that because, 5 out of 6 of his last games, he gave up a run or more. He used to be great, but he has not been a good addition since he came here. And just question, I understand you can't use your best 3-4 relievers in that spot most of the time, but, we had some other guys that were pitching pretty good. Even Rosario or Justin Wilson, too, could have probably got the job done better. But Madden kind of commented that, he wants him to still be relevant in those stressful situations. I don't know how many more times you put trust in them and things go south. It is what it is. I mean, you should have to earn your spot in these close games, unless you have no choice. One thing, too, and then all these September call-ups, Maples is a guy who earned it in Iowa. 2.7 ERA. He's been great in Iowa, but you just can't get it done in Chicago. He hits a batter, walks a couple, didn't give up a hit, but he couldn't get an out. A run scored. The only guy I liked was De La Rosa. I mean, he didn't do good. Gave up 2 hits and there's a run or 2 charged against him. But, there was one error against him Not again. I think it was against bias at the time. That certainly didn't help. We just had some stupid plays. Both Caratini and Contreras had passed balls. I mean, the Contreras to it just popped out of his glove. I know, you have Dylan Maples who could throw 100, but you got to catch the ball. It hit you right in the glove, and I don't know. It was just things just snowballed. Russell getting 2 errors. We thought we had a good defensive lineup in there. Murphy's supposed to not have the range, and yet our infield didn't quite get it done. Probably the only good play of the night I remember seeing is Bodie's made a pretty good play from third to get one out. That was about it. So just a rough day pitching, hitting, defense. Milwaukee took advantage. I was kind of afraid, we didn't have the pitching matchup today, but thought it'd be a lot more competitive. But still only counts as one loss, even though losing against a rival, they obviously, getting a full game against you. It's down to a 2-game lead against, or no, I'm sorry, 3-game lead against Milwaukee. And hopefully we can win today, get it up to 4-2. And St. Louis won yesterday, so they're within 4.5 right now. Need to win today. Quintana's been pitching better the last 3 or 4 outings, I believe. And so I think it's somewhat of an even pitching matchup, too. And we'll probably see Murphy back in. It's, we win majority of the games with Murphy. I understand you got to give him some days off. And so hopefully we get the hits going today. First game, three runs. Only had one until late. Only one today. Got to do better than that. You can't always expect the bullpen and defense to completely shut a team out. And the starting pitching, even the starting pitching was doing pretty well for a while. So let's get the bats going today. This will be, I'm not calling it a must-win. Some people act like it's a must-win because you still have 20-plus games left. A lot can happen on both ends. But it would be nice to get the momentum back, get a win. It would be disappointing that we would lose a series 2 out of 3, but it would put us 4 games ahead of Milwaukee, give us a little bit of more breathing room, and then we just need to get momentum as we go into the other series. And I know Amanda doesn't think it's a team that's exhausted. I mean, before these 2 losses, we were 10-3 in this stretch of consecutive games. So now we're 10-5. Milwaukee is a good team. We should have won that first game, blew that, but we didn't. So now we just have to focus, win tonight, get back on track, figure things out in the bullpen. I will say, with all these call-ups, it's tough to have 8 really good relievers. A lot of teams only have maybe 6 that they can trust in close games, and you could potentially go up to 23 relievers. Chances are rare that you're going to have guys from Iowa that just dominate right away. I mean, a few can do well, but we've seen some bad pitching last night from Norwood, Kinsler, De La Rosa, Maples. It was in Dunsing. First, Dunsing came in and got 2 pretty key outs to get out of a jam, bases loaded. I like that. And then the next inning, things got rough. I think he was charged for 3 runs, but it's just all these walks. 9 walks. 2 pass balls, 2 errors. Really, technically 3. I thought. Too much helping Milwaukee out too, and they're a good team where they don't. And I don't even think they hit any home runs too. It's just we kind of set them up, and they got some clutch hits when they needed them, or clutch sacrifice flies. But they just have to get over it. That's baseball. You play a bad game, you have a chance to redeem yourself tomorrow. Hopefully, Cubs do that on Wednesday night to get that 4-game lead again. Go Cubs, go!